Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well, hope you're having a magical day, and this video makes your day even more magical because today, once again, it's episode 4 of the Artists Become Art series. You cannot see my face, but you'll be hearing me as you watch along to this creation that I have begun 2 weeks ago. So this is my artwork of Jansen. Suggested and requested from Patreon. The materials used were watercolors, acrylics, mainly for the background, and oils for the whole Jansen image. I hope you like how it goes and flows along and how it gets created. I really like the finishing product. It especially looks nice and detailed in the eyes, and I'm happy. The actual irises look really pretty. I'm not thrilled with the mouth shape. There's something going on there, but I think maybe I cleaned it. Yeah, cleaned a bit at the end, I think, and I tried. Nose just has a bit of too rough kind of shadows, but I'm still happy with it. It looks nice. I really like it. Just the hair really came out pretty, and it has a nice flow to it. I like the background actually also, and the drips at the end, the below part of the whole thing. It was really fun to actually make them. So let's start talking. Also, the type of video. The type of video was an artist, which is a painting of a single artist, just a single image of Jansen, where I get the freedom to decide what would fit and what would not in the picture, which is really cool because this one I felt just didn't need a lot of things. I wanted to keep it simple. That's why the background's just such a small area to cover as well. Because I wanted it to be huge. Since it's just her, I just wanted a nice huge portrait image painting, and it was really nice that they've suggested oils because it is the most comfortable medium for me to make faces and all that. For any kind of objects and stuff, I guess acrylics would be better, but faces and skin especially, to come out smooth and things, would need to be in more of an oil, kind of smooth blending form for me. It just makes it easier, automatically the material works for me. I think I did quite well. I'm still not really pleased with the actual chains she's wearing. I wish it would have gone better, but I just don't really know how to draw chains. And if I paid all the attention to the whole creating fully detailed each and every part of the small little chains making up the whole thing, it would have taken from the actual face and hair and all the other features and parts of the drawing. And I'm not sure that that part is as important as the rest of them, the whole actual face and human of the picture, you know what I mean? And yeah, I really like how the eyes came out. Even the eyeshadow actually looks decent this time. If you notice from my previous ones, I do have a thing about eyelashes. I don't really do them well. Not that it did well this time. It did get better though. It came out really a bit better than usual. One of the two eyes is a bit not as good, but I think it's because it's just luck, honestly, at some point. Oh god. Yep. Okay, now when it comes to the skin, actually, her neck has a lot of shadow and things. I should have muted it a bit more and smoothed it out a bit more because it's horizontal in terms of the lines I was making when I was shaping the whole darkest part of the shadow. And then it just doesn't look as fitting as a shadow, you know what I mean? Because I did that, whereas the rest of it kind of fits a bit better. And also the neck shadows just don't work well. Just don't work as well as the skin shadows on the face part of the whole drawing. Like I wish they would be just like fit a bit better, like be a bit smoother, a bit brighter. I think it needed a bit more like, especially on the whitish parts, there's a bit more like yellowish kind of white in a way. I should have added just like a bit of like a touch or something, a bit more maybe. This is though within like 2 weeks of work. And I'm actually really happy with it. Like it came out really pretty, and I think it's because I do work better with the larger like the surface is, the better I do, because I get to like focus on the details with the even with the biggest of brushes that I have, which is like the best thing, because I really like the eyes again. Again, coming back to the eyes, I really like the color it gave is actually super close to the actual original colors of her eyes in the picture. It's crazy. I love it that it's so close, that I even reached that close, because all the eyes I've painted until now, I believe, were brown. It's the first person I'm painting that has like kind of greenish, kind of hazel, kind of bluish eyes, if you know what I mean. It's greenish, it's not blue. But yeah. Now when it comes to the background, actually, I don't know which part you're of the video, but when making the background, I first of all had a lot of fun. It was super enjoyable. I started off with the drips because I wanted to see how much it would cover up the whole oil part, especially because it was gonna be like watercolors, and I wasn't sure how much it would actually like show after like drying, like if it would still show like the lines from the hair that I was finishing up. Thankfully it doesn't, and that's really cool. What's really interesting is I started with like the impression that I was gonna do where the chain is a bit more like a silver like watercolor, then a bit more like the darker and lighter parts where the hair ends in lighter and brighter parts. Sorry. And in the end, I just ended up like giving it a bit more of just a relaxed brownish, dark black kind of approach all over, with just some hints of silver that turned a bit like grayish at the end. But they did turn out that way because I think of the two like dark, like a lot of black and brown everywhere, so it mixed and gave us that. But I really like it. It doesn't show the lines because I heavily put enough at the main like parts over there, and then added the water and like even like below sometimes a bit like less, like adding to the actual like parts of the paint so that it wouldn't like take it away from there. And that came out pretty cool. It has some nice like kind of like rough edges, and there's some smooth ones. And what's really cool is I think it also like describes, like, you could think of it as the way like Fleur also uses and is capable of like controlling her voice in so many ways. She has such a complex voice in that way as well. So I think those drips are just like how she can control the flow and this like falling, and like how it's gonna end up looking like of her voice, how it's gonna end up sounding actually. And then at the top of the watercolor background part, I did try again to give it a bit more of a silver like outline, let's say, and then just like blend it in with the dark like watercolors and stuff, and acrylics. I was using both at that time as well, to give more of like a actual like solid kind of look. I didn't really want a lot of white like in the back, like in the below part. And I did achieve it, thank God. I did want to go through it with another layer, but because I wanted like a bit of a brighter maybe silver, because it ended up again looking a bit grayish, but it doesn't really like look as bad. Like I like that it's that smoky, you know what I mean, like her attitude and everything is like kicking in. It would have ended up looking really pretty as well. But at that time also we had a bit of an accident. You probably saw it by now. Where I dropped the whole of the like part of the water I was working with. Thank God nothing got like destroyed, and that's why I used actually like mainly like all these like parchment like kind of papers I also used those in Angelina's kind of like artwork as well, because I had to like work with like mixed media for her work. I even used glass paint on hers, but like again here I thought like watercolors can go everywhere. I didn't want the back of the artwork to like get too crazy. Like I would appreciate it if it stayed clean. And it relatively did, which I'm pretty happy. But yeah, let's move on to talking about the actual like piece and artwork over here, and the artist. So as I said, this actually came out really pretty, and I really love the ending result. Just a few tweaks here and there, and it should be like perfect for me. Of course, I can really get in depth and fix the chains, but I'm really super happy with how deep and like really like detailed it actually looks. Honestly, I'm so proud. I'm really excited to see if Floor actually finds it and sees it, what she'll think, because I do think I did a good job this time, and I'm really proud of what I made. So it would mean a lot if I could get her feedback. But let's talk about Floor Jansen as like an artist now, so that we wrap up the video in an interesting way. So as you guys know, I've started like the Nightwish videos in over like for sure like a few months now, and I really enjoyed this whole journey, getting to know like how Floor can perform in so many different ways, like controlling her voice and everything. It's crazy how she can go full on opera and like then give us like a screaming kind of like thing, and it's just really interesting how she can control her voice so well. There's so many complex like parts of the song as well. It's just like crazy how she can first of all control her voice, and then like decide which parts are gonna be sung like that, which parts are gonna be sung differently. I'm sure she's like the queen of like warm-ups and stuff. I cannot imagine the amount of time it takes to first of all warm up, especially for like a full-on concert that they do. But what I really also like is like little fun things that like the fans have, like the windmills that she does, or just like her like spaced out like dancing on the stage while the music's going on like a music kind of break part of the song. It's just really fun, and it adds a lot, I think, especially to those in the concert, like at the time, just like enjoying and having fun with the music. It feels really cool. What I also really like is just how she is just like also like in her covers, because we did watch Into the Unknown in a live stream, and what I found was, especially like first time watching and like experiencing her like singing and everything, in Ghost Love especially, I was super shocked for the whole performance actually. I was just like in pure shock. First time watching them was crazy. Just like the whole like music vibe and everything. Even the fans were just so wholesome and fun and enjoyable to even like watch afterwards. It was just so cool. And then just like it was just crazy, like her opera. First of all, she can do opera, and I think it's the first singer I watched that can do opera in my channel. And it's just like, it's just so crazy. Also in Stargazer that we just recently watched, how she brought back the songs and she can sing it. As I learned, previous singer couldn't actually sing it, so they had to like take it out, or I don't know. And Floor actually requested for it to come back, which I love because it was just a beautiful piece, so special and interesting. Like every piece actually from the Nightwish compositions and music. And it's just really cool that she chose to bring it back, because I think it wouldn't be as special if she didn't, because it really showcases her voice and her talents. Like how she worked with the song was crazy, how many different like approaches in her voice I could hear. It was just so much fun. I always love her duetting with Marco. It's super, super enjoyable because both of their voices are really powerful and crazy, and it's just a plus having them together, either harmonizing or contrasting each other. It just creates something completely new to the performance. And if it was always just like Floor just singing on her own in every music piece and performance, it would get a bit like, honestly, it wouldn't get boring. I was gonna be lying if I said it was gonna get boring, because her voice is so interesting, and she knows how to control it in that way, which is really, really cool. But it just adds such an interesting factor when you have two people singing like that. And sometimes it's a battle of voices, sometimes it's just like a balance of voices and their harmony. And it's just so cool to see each time if there is gonna be a battle or a balance at all, if it's just gonna be Floor just singing, or if it's just gonna be like Marcus singing on his own, like that could be it as well. It's just really, really cool what I found with Nightwish, because they are just full on like metal, but they have this like symphonic metal approach, which is really, really interesting and just like soothing and like calming in a way. Sometimes it's crazy, sometimes it's so upbeat and powerful. Like there's so many different like and full on antithetical approaches that they have to their music pieces. They're so different from each other that it is one of the things that makes them so interesting as a band, and like with their music and everything. It's crazy, honestly. I really, really love them for that they bring as something so, so cool. I really enjoyed making the artwork for Floor Jansen. I hope she will see it and hopefully she'll like it. I did my best, and I really, really tried, especially since I was given a bit more like chance to give more detail because of the space. I was given more space in a way, when you think about it, because it's also like a portrait, so the face gets more attention than the actual body, which is really, really cool. And I really, really like how in the end, like I could make the clothes show more, but I really like how the hair just like covers everything. It's just like the flow, and then from the hair it starts just dripping down, which is really, really cool. Like you can see the outfit and a bit of the detail I did at the like end of one of the sides of the artwork, but I really just love the hair approach. Just like gives something different and fresh and really interesting. The whole vibe of the piece just really, I think, does scream Floor Jansen, and I'm happy. I think I did conquer and achieve that, and I'm really, really proud. And I hope you guys think so too. Do give me your opinion on what you think of the artwork. I always love your creative, like, and positive and interesting, like, criticism about the artwork. I really enjoyed my time learning about Nightwish, and I'm still learning about them. If you're interested in being part and choosing the next artist, do keep in mind that I will be taking a week's break just to like relax a bit, and then I'll get right back into it for the next 2 weeks to make the next artwork. But Patreon will get to vote today on the next artist, so do go if you want and become a Patreon, whichever tier you like. You can just go to just support me, you can go and decide on the artist, the material, and the type of video I do, or even be at the top tier that I have, where you get to watch the actual full progress happening through images I post on there, and you get to make some little criticisms and advice to give to me to like just like be able to like maybe get a different like approach, a second like opinion on what could like get better and improve the actual artwork from you guys directly, which would be really, really cool. But yeah, I do hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications. My bird, my little owl, Albert, will be sending you. And I hope you guys I will see you guys next time in the next video. So yes, bye bye. I'll see you guys next time.